everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me, as always, is...
Chris Weir. I'm right here. You can see me on your TV or phone, whatever you're watching on.
Oh, or laptop?
Yeah, we can do that too. No, definitely not a laptop.
No, you shut it. Shut it down. And no iPads either.
Yeah, and no Cricket Wireless. Get the hell out of here. What are you doing?
No cheap 5G for anybody.
Yeah, you got more important things to worry about. Like, where are your kids?
Where are your kids?
Where are your kids?
With Wanda Franco.
Yeah, perfect segue.
Hey, how about that? Come on. How are you, pal?
I'm pretty good, dude. Nice. It was a good weekend.
Yeah, it was.
It was a fun one. We got to do a show together.
We did. We got to do a show together on Thursday in Louisville, which was a delight. Had a few people who listened to the pod come out.
Yeah, thanks to the people that came on out. That was super cool. Saw a lot of friends of the pod, and awesome bar. Gravely.
Oh.
It was really tight. A lot of fun, different atmospheres, and very eclectic jukebox.
Yes. Oh, great jukebox. A lot of Modest Mouse B-sides.
Yeah, I heard a song from Sad Sappy Sucker, and that's just something you never really hear.
That's how you know you're at a great brewery.
Yeah, we're like, I have no idea what's on the radio right now.
It's so hot out, and I'm so sad for some reason.
Yeah, my teenage angst kicked in. I drank extra hard.
Yeah, they had a big sign that said "No float on."
Yeah.
Very
Although I think someone did play something from that album. Although it's still a good one. It's still a good one.
Great album. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Yeah, I told you my Modest Mouse story.
Yeah, remind me of that one.
So when we went and saw him last year, the lead singer is known for being very drunk when he performs, which awesome, good for you. Mm-hmm. Well, the whole thing was this time it was his hometown in Portland. He wasn't hammered until the encore. He comes back out. He's done a little bit. They get through the three or four songs. And then when they shut it down, they're waving. He grabs the microphone and points at the person in the front row. And they're in a wheelchair. And he goes, "They're faking it. They're faking it. Take his parking spot. He's faking it." And everyone's like, "What?"
And Isaac Brock has like a notorious high-pitched lisp. So I got to imagine that was really funny hearing that too.
The lisp with him drunk is wild.
It's either it's wild or it just fixes it and he just talks more.
I'm telling you from the experience, it does not fix it.
Okay.
It sounds like he got stung by more bees.
Oh man, he's just like trying to sleep with marbles in his mouth.
Oh god, it's like he emptied a whole bag. It's like he broke a gumball machine and was like, I think I can catch him.
Love that band.
They're so great. But yeah, they're hit or miss live because he can be too drunk.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So, but we got to see the best of both shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sober and then hammered?
Yeah, and then attacking people in the front row who are disabled. Come on. That's great.
That's Portland to me, baby.
Yeah.
Jean jackets and claiming that people have fake disabilities.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. So yeah, then we did the Yacht Rock Friday.
Oh, that was a great. Got the hat on. That was a really fun one. They won that one on a CES walk-off, and boy, the band afterwards really, I was thoroughly impressed with them. I was not expecting much from them, and they rocked my yacht off.
Hardcore yachting, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, they truly, there were points where you could close my eyes, and I'm like, that is Boston.
Yeah, it was like a lot of loose fabric, like a lot of Dan Flash's material, Alicia was saying.
Yeah.
And a lot of tight jeans. It was fun. A lot of people in that band. They could barely move around that stage. It was like 12 or 13 people up there rocking out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those pants were so tight, no fart could leave.
Just creep on up the back.
Yeah. As soon as they get off stage, there's someone with surgical scissors to cut them out of their Levi's. It was awesome. And then the fireworks with the last two songs.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Captain's Hat giveaway.
Yeah, and that band, they had, the Reds made a special around their music that they were doing. Whether it was, covers or not. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, that was an awesome night.
It was a blast. My favorite was we were just going off. and there was like that guy like 3 rows in front of us with his wife or whatever and his kid, and his arms were folded the whole time because we were dancing, screaming, having a good time, and he's just like, they're ruining what I have left.
Sorry, sir. I mean, it's just the Pina Colada song. It's fine. I love Shrek. That's what I came here for.
I pissed Alicia off by the end of the weekend because I kept saying my yacht rock joke.
What was that?
Which no one got it, which I'm fine with. I'll live in that space because the reference was too good. Mm-hmm. I said it's not truly yacht rock until Natalie Wood falls off the riverboat in center field.
See, I don't get it. I'm not sure if I know who Natalie Wood is.
Exactly. She was an actress in the late 70s, early 80s, around that time, and she went sailing with Christopher Walken and, I forget the other guy's name. He's a famous actor as well. Yeah. Now I'm going to Google Natalie Wood, and guess what, buddy? It's going to be the first thing that pops up when I click Natalie Wood. See, yeah, here we go. Natalie Wood died November 29th, 1981, Pacific Ocean near Santa Catalina Island. Cause of death? Drowning.
Ugh.
Yeah.
She fell over?
Yeah. And supposedly it was Robert Wagner who did it.
Robert Wagner? What, knocked him over?
Yeah, knocked her off the boat.
Oh, really? I thought it was like a case of listening to like Foreigner too hard.
Yeah. You're right. My bad. It was rocking way too hard.
Yeah, at that point they stopped believing. Was that Journey?
That is Journey, but I'm going to let it slide because it all fits.
It all blends together.
Yes.
I don't think the drummer or the rhythm section had to change what they were doing that whole time.
No.
It was great.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that's a great one, yacht rock / tragic unsolved mystery joke. And everyone's like, huh? I'm like, I guess I'm 55. I guess I'm in like my 60s at this point.
But now I know.
So I'm the only one. Now you know.
So now I think about that all the time.
So now, next time they have a yacht rock review at Great American Ballpark, and I point and I start, you'll be like, man, I understand that reference.
Yeah, I'll get to laugh. I'll nod at you.
Will you give me a tip of the captain's hat?
Yeah, exactly. I'll make a reference like I'm falling over, shouting SOS.
Oh, did Schwarber just yeah, Kyle Schwarber is on fire. The Phillies are steamy right now, dude.
Yeah. Was it 9-2?
Oh, that meant 10-2.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, we're watching the Phillies and Giants play.
Yeah, there's no Reds tonight. There is some hurricane earthquake going on out there and flooding. Yep. So
Hurricane Hillary.
Just out there causing a ruckus in her pantsuit.
Lock her up. Lock her up. Oh, everyone's like, it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was a shit ton of rain. Did you see Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, that was. It was like an island. It was you couldn't get in there. So
yeah. I bet that the dudes who are in San Francisco, who are out in McCovey Cove, who catch the balls, they just like jetted on over, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
this is pretty tight.
I feel at home."
I didn't even need to drive the boat in.
They're all wearing these Reds captain hats too for no reason.
Yeah, why not?
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am glad we haven't heard anything if anybody got hurt or whatever, but it doesn't sound like it. And it sounds like it was not that big of a deal, but they couldn't aerate the field in Anaheim.
Yeah, bummer, but probably much needed a day off. More so for a reflection, I think.
Speaking of reflection, we need to actually look a little bit into the future.
Let's do it, buddy.
September 2nd, Binsky's Bar in Camp Washington. Live new Nasty Boys at 1:30 p.m. before the Cubs-Reds game on Saturday.
Yeah, coming at you. That's going to be a fun one.
It'll be great. We're going to have Danny Rocket from the San Ranto Pod, so it's a Reds-Cubs meeting of the minds in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. We're going to do our thing. We're in talks with having Sky Rosa Malort Luges. Mm-hmm. That sounds awesome.
We have the technology. It's just a matter of logistics at this point.
Yeah, we can build it, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Depending on how much you like Malort or not. I love it, but
I think I maybe had it one time.
I gave it to you.
Yeah? Okay, yeah, I did have it.
That sweet, sweet gasoline?
Yeah! I can do that again.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be.
Especially sliding down a Sky Rosa?
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I can't see that going wrong at all.
No, not one bit. I definitely wouldn't have a little thing of chili get lodged in my throat while sucking it down.
Yeah? Are we going to mix chili with it?
Oh, yeah. So what we're going to do is it's going to be a Sky Rosa.
Okay.
And you hold it up, and then someone pours Malort down the Sky Rosa, and basically you're using that to shoot the Sky Rosa, then you chase it. Shoot the Malort, then you chase it with the Sky Rosa.
I can't wait to take that little still image of you just a second ago showing, what are we doing there?
Oh, no.
You got to cup the Sky Rosa.
You got to cup it. You got to get it behind it a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to do like one of these.
Dust off the back ashtray.
Yeah. So it's going to be awesome. 1:30 to like 3. Danny's in the Bleacher Bum Band. And they're going to play like, he does like punk Cubs songs.
Cool. That should be fun.
It'll be super fun. So it'll be a great time. We're going to do some giveaways and all that fun stuff. So be on the lookout. Not this coming Saturday. Next Saturday. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Natalie Wood made me think of that.
Yeah, that's always good. Natalie Wood, September 2nd.
September 2nd.
Don't drown. Come on out.
Drown in chili.
Yeah.
Drown in Malort with us.
Drown your sorrows in Malort.
And I can guarantee you, Binsky's is the only bar in Cincinnati, Ohio that serves Malort out of ashtrays.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very excited. Are we gonna plug it again at the end? You bet.
Absolutely.
Let's fucking launch right into it. Novi Marte is with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, that's awesome. The future is now.
It's now, and it's because they had 2 routes to go, which was trade a little bit of your future to build a contender now, or just say, hey, the future's now, our plan hasn't changed, and everyone's going to play. So they went with the latter.
Yeah, the baptism by fire route. Definitely more entertaining, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, sink or swim. Well, and that's the only options. So I'm glad he's here.
Was that another Natalie Wood reference? Did I forget?
Come on.
Is that her name? Okay.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Tight. I'm going to call that back later.
Oh, Natalie Wood, you know. But no, I mean, his first bit of action was he was a pinch runner and took off and stole a base.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a double steal, and I think they said before that because he arrived like late, he just didn't really get much sleep, didn't have, wasn't wise to have him start, but still got in.
Yeah, which huge. I mean, that's awesome. That like, when he got called up, I looked at the lineup and I was like, oh, he's not. Why is he not starting? And I didn't know that he was like, I couldn't go night. So
yeah, I mean, it's a real serious thing.
Yeah, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, and I'm here. I'm doing the whole thing.
Yeah, normally I can play a high competitive baseball, but now I've had my only 3 hours. I need more than that.
I need more. Yeah, well, I can do a highly competitive podcast on about 4.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
not
I think
3.
I need at least 5. Otherwise, I get like a little crabby.
You do. You definitely. I either have been moments where you fall asleep.
Yeah, I've passed out before.
We're gonna be talking about Brandon Williamson's last start. You're just gonna be.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah.
I think I got about 7 hours. I'm good.
You're good. Well, we also have your CPAP under here.
Yeah,
so.
I'll pull that out later. Every once in a while we go to a break, I got to pull that out. Get a couple of hot breaths in.
Got a couple of hot, steamy breaths so I can just get a quick 5-minute slumber. One thing I learned, did I tell you I can sleep with my eyes open?
No.
Yeah, I learned that in high school.
Oh, really?
It's like the only thing I learned.
Oh, that's great. We got to keep an eye out for that. Come
on. You, Natalie, would make that joke.
I'll stop that.
But overall, they have decided, trial by fire, sink or swim, and there is, this is it. I mean, when you had on Sunday CES at first, McLean at second, Elliott short, Marte at third, that's what it's going to look like for at least 4 more years.
Yeah, that was kind of like the big sea change. You looked out there and saw okay, this is what we've been talking about, and it's here. You look across the infield, all rookies, and you feel pretty good about your odds with that. So it'll be great to see how Marte develops with this group of guys now. Yeah,
it'll be interesting for sure to see how it develops, and especially when hey, it's the dog days of August, and then we get to launch into a September chase. I mean, and it's just we need you to figure it out. If not, then guess what? We're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, and this will be, regardless of the outcome for this season, which are still in a great position to make a run for the playoffs, which they are. Next season is just going to make it that much more of a good jump start for this group, having had that experience now when games actually matter.
Yeah, and you get to look and you go, all right, we got all the boys up, we got all of our spots filled. What are we going to do in the offseason? Like, what free agents are we going to chase? What trades are we going to make? Who do we feel most comfortable with? Where they belong, where they sit, whatever, and what position they play, and how can we get better and get more depth in somewhere we're lacking? And I think we'll talk about that a little bit later. But right now, it's just no Kevin Newman, so here we are.
Yeah, it's great. And David Bell already said that Novelli Marte is his everyday third base moving forward. And I thought that was a pretty powerful statement. He usually plays it pretty close to the vest, so I like that commitment.
Yeah, I mean, they literally have no other choice because they said, we're building towards the future. It is now. And if you were to bring him up and then send him back down, that would just be a waste of time, everyone's time, most importantly his, and his opportunity to develop. Man, whew.
It's all right.
I'm off today.
That's all right. Have one of these brewskis we got from Gravely. Pretty nice.
Ooh.
I think it was a Debaser hazy IPA. They had some really nice beers there.
Debaser, hardly newer.
Come on.
I finished all mine I brought home already.
Oh, yeah? How were they?
Oh, my God. The Italian Pilsner, it was so...
Was that the award-winning one?
No, that was the Sprocket.
Oh, yeah, I had one of those. That was really good.
God, that was awesome.
Yeah.
You know what's not awesome? Wander Franco is probably going on the administrative leave list.
Yeah, it doesn't... I was just getting up to speed with this, but it's just getting not that better.
It's getting murkier and murkier. Like, it came out, according to the New York Post, this guy's been married forever. Like, not forever. That's a terrible way to put that. He's been married... he's 22, she's 21. They have 2 kids. They had one in 2018 and one in 2022. I guess they've been married since 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Happily together. They bought a $1.5 million home in Tampa.
Okay.
That doesn't change the tweets or anything that came out, but at the same time, it's like, this is wild.
Yeah, it was information we didn't have previously. And I guess, what does that make him? 2018, if it's 23 in it? 5 years, he's 20, so was he 18, 17, and she was 16 when they got married?
Yeah.
17, 16. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it, but it's just one of those things like, oh, we didn't know that.
No. It's kind of like that whole thing when the stuff came out about Kevin Spacey, and then he was like, I'm gay, and it's like, we all knew this.
Yeah. That's not the important part here.
The important part is the kid did.
He said, all right, you got me. I was married.
To a man. And they were like, okay, all right, Kev, calm down. Go back to just being Frank Underwood, you creep.
Yeah, it's not sure if there's some smoke and mirrors here, just dusting up some other stuff. But, this is an ongoing situation.
Yeah.
So.
And now MLB is working with a division of the Dominican Republic Police Department and a Justice Department that focuses on minors and gender violence. And a judge who's a child abuse specialist are handling the case, according to Jeff Passan.
None of those words are good. So, yeah, if you're Wander Franco, that is not a good position to be in there. So, hopefully they figure out, get to the bottom of all this, because that's a lot of horrific sentences back to back.
Yeah, but we don't want Wander getting to the bottom of anything. Hey, more bad stuff will happen.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about this whole thing is that Junior, God, I know I'm going to say his name wrong, Caminero?
It sounded pretty good to me.
Junior Caminero is the, 6th best prospect in baseball, the Rays' #1 prospect. He just got moved to AA.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what position he plays?
I don't know.
Shortstop. God damn it, they did it again.
This almost seems like the situation when in Cincinnati they killed Harambe, and then they brought up Fiona. They called him up. Yeah, Billy's got a nice joke about that.
Oh, thanks, pal.
Yeah, it's kind of brush that under the rug there. That didn't happen.
Then what are you talking about? No, we got this real young hippo over here.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
Isn't that cute? No, we didn't.
Don't pay no mind to that kid.
Yeah, don't pay mind to the kid or the gorilla rug we made in the birthing room. It is not a beloved animal from the Cincinnati Zoo.
No.
But it's like, dude, it's almost like they knew, and they were like, oh, I guess we got to get ahead of this.
Yeah.
Or they just drafted the best possible player, and they're really good at development, and they are just becoming a juggernaut. Or they've been a juggernaut with developing talent, but just like having even more foresight.
Yeah, that's pretty fun, but not nearly as entertaining as the idea they're doing it just to like keep us, away, trying to serpentine away from the truth, trying to hide from the repercussions of this.
That's right. They're like, hey, we didn't know this at all, or this is a conspiracy made up by the Tampa Bay Rays to void out his contract, so they don't have to pay him, get that money back, and get younger talent up quicker.
Whatever they do, I think the next thing they need to do to distract us from this is bring back the Devil Rays old uniform, that nice bright teal.
They did that.
Yeah, but for good. Get that one out. I don't like the...
I like it. Well, they wore them every home Friday.
Oh, for real? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they knew that you wanted it.
Yeah! All right, then I'm good then.
Yeah. The front office tweeted, and they tagged you in the tweet announcing it.
Oh, is that what was going on, guys? I'm sorry. I wasn't really paying attention. Well, all my needs have been met. I appreciate it.
They only follow 17 people on Twitter. You're one of them.
That's crazy. I don't use it that much.
Sorry, X.
Yeah.
That's what it's called now. Getting in front of it, bringing up younger talent. What's very interesting about this is that the ownership group kind of kept their mouth shut. Mm-hmm. One owner who has not kept his mouth shut, oh, God, John Angelos, dude. What a dumbass.
What is it about people that have a lot of money that think that they have the ability just to talk and it just sounds right? Or just not come off as a dick,
Yeah. Well, normally all the people that I pay who work for me when I say this stuff nod.
Yeah.
But I don't have to fire it into the general public. But when I do, I bet they'll love it because I'm rich.
I'm wearing a $3,000 suit. You understand.
Do you get it?
No, you don't.
The pinky ring I'm wearing costs more than it did to birth your second child.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over my cufflinks.
Oh, do you that tick, tick, tick? Yeah, that's my fucking Rolex.
It's made out of cobalt. It was made from slave labor.
Slave labor. Yeah, it's made out of West African child skull. You can kind of hear a hollow. You can hear the screams when you put it close.
You click it together, you put it up to your ear, you can't hear that hollow scream.
The same hollow scream that Natalie Wood had when hitting that water off that boat. Nailed it. But dude, so the whole thing that he said, this dumb shit dickbag went out, the Orioles having one of the best seasons they've had in a long time with a young core, very similar to us.
Yeah.
Big difference though, they went out and got a starting pitcher when they needed it. Novel concept.
Oh, right?
Crazy. I know. But he came out and he was like, yeah, well, these guys are going to be good. So they're going to be good for a while. We're going to have to pay them. He said, let's say we sat down and showed you the financials for the Orioles, because people care about how much money rich people are spending when they come and pay for entertainment.
This is such a classless thing. No one would just sit down and talk about finances to this degree when it's unnecessary. This is someone just trying to justify their position in life, so they just talk about all this stuff. Like, look, this is the thing we gotta do here. I gotta do this thing here. And it's like, dude, your job could be automated within a fucking month. Shut up.
Well, if I pull up this pie chart, I could bore these people to death.
Yeah, I could pay like a 19-year-old kid, and he could figure out how to do your job twice as good.
God. He said, to follow that, you will quickly see that when people talk about giving this player $200 million, that player $150 million, we would be so financially underwater that you'd have to raise the prices massively. Shut the fuck up.
Even if that were the case, why would you talk about it now? It's just like, you're just trying to add noise. You're trying to like contribute to what's going on here. It was unnecessary.
Yeah, you know what you could have said instead? We're in first place. Look how much the Yankees spent.
Yeah, we're doing great right now. Aren't these kids fun to watch? Yeah. Gee golly, we got a fun time at the ballpark. See you out there, fans.
Yeah, and I'll be right next to you, cheering on our team.
Instead of like owner-splaining to people like how money works and finances.
Oh, imagine being married to this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just like the mansplaining. That would have to happen. Mm-hmm. So how this door works is that I turn the knob, sweetheart. Actually, I don't do that. Jeffrey, get the door. What a schmuck.
Exactly. Schmuck. Yeah.
Schmuck. I mean, and he already had that incident with Kevin Brown, who did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And you follow it up with this. Your organization is magnified right now because of how bad you were for so long. The plan is coming together and it's working, and you can't even get out of your own way. Think about this. Think about how well the Reds are doing.
Yeah.
Have we heard anything from ownership?
No, not in a while. I think they learned.
Yeah. You shut the fuck up and you take the cash in that's coming.
Go figure. Baltimore shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh, the craziest thing about Baltimore, it's on a harbor.
That's right.
Oh, man. You knew on Natalie Wood. Come on. But yeah, I mean, it's just embarrassing. I feel bad for Orioles fans. They got put through the shit for so long, put through the ringer, and then this $1,000 haircut just opens his face hole.
Dude, idiot.
Idiot, buffoon. Just old rich white dudes.
You want to grab me down one of those?
Yeah, I can do that.
Gravely beaters?
I got you, pal.
Thank you, dog.
I got you, babe. Yeah, of course. Hey, I'm here to help.
Yeah, you are.
I'm always here to help. But man, God. But on the bright side, we did have one of the most fun games on all of the MLB on Sunday night with the Little League World Series MLB game.
I'm sure you're excited about it.
Woo, buddy! I am thrilled.
You know a lot more about this. So that's what you take the wheel.
So they got kids there. They got a lot of kids. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I hear my husband.
They got a lot of kids. They're playing baseball. But yeah, the Williamsport, found it. They have the Little League World Series, and they have a big league team come and close out a series there. They had the Phillies and the Nats there. You know, the players go out, hang out with the kids, and
smell their hair.
No big deal. Yeah. They're like, hey, can I have your sweatband?
Can I get your shirt?
Yeah. So are you gonna use those socks later or what?
What's happening in those socks? What's the story in those?
How's the elasticity in the belt? Can I put it around my neck? I think I can smell it from there, too.
Oh, man, there's a reason why we have so few sponsors.
What are you talking about? Chris Hansen has a new show.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll
He
get him
gives us
on.
money.
He give us money.
It's streaming money for all my Chris Hansen appearances.
Oh, yeah, that's why my face is blotted out in every episode. I'm on the lam, baby. But what's really cool is the cleats and the bats. I mean, Bryce Harper had the Philly Fanatic bat.
It's pretty tight.
Bryson Stott had the pencil bat.
That was so confusing seeing that. I was like, what is happening?
Big wood.
Yeah, definitely.
Big wood. That pencil's so big, I'm afraid that someone would get lead poisoning.
Very much so.
There's no lead. It's graphite.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Don't even worry about it.
No, we don't need to worry about it. God, just think about those kids. And
it's afterwards, I think they do bring in one of the Little League pitchers to try and close out an inning, and they just fucking shell him.
Yeah, it's one of the kids make a wish to strike out Bryce Harper, and he's like, fuck that.
Full on violent swing. Flips the bat.
Yeah, it's like, well, looks like I can beat leukemia. Flips it off, walks off. Mm-hmm. They made me miss Players Weekend. Do you remember that?
I really don't remember much about this.
What? It was like 2017, 18, 19, and then the Pandy killed it. It was a weekend where there were all different types of jerseys. They had like a pullover that was really fun with like the Little League, like play ball stuff over here. Yeah. And the big thing was they had their nicknames on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, like, Joey's was Who's?
I'm recalling this.
Yeah. And then you had the cool bats, the cleats. They need to bring back Players Weekend.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, anything to get, younger kids more excited about this. Mm-hmm. Like, when you're competing with, I was just hanging out niece and nephew over the weekend, and they each love the Bengals. Don't really know much about the Reds, but I think, the Bengals is, such more flash to it and things. I think MLB starting to kind of get with the times about all this stuff and allow them to have like more the players, accessibility with fans in terms of like how they're able to advertise themselves. Because I mean, stuff like this will get like younger people watching games in the future.
Yeah, for sure. And they'll be like, oh, this is fun and different and unique. And
absolutely.
And it's not, your grandpa's game.
No.
It shows the personality of each one of these individuals, which you don't really get to see it a whole lot.
I see my nephew do the gritty all the time. He loves it. It's an identifier thing, like with his favorite, he loves Jamar Chase. And so they have those little things, which are identifiers and stuff for like, kids. Like, you have like a comedian who's got like, an amazing joke and you just love that. It's something that you identify with them. Whereas a lot of times with baseball, it was just like this kind of like faceless thing.
Yeah. Like I remember as a kid, like Ken Griffey Jr. being so cool, backwards hat, hitting dingers. Stood out compared to like, where now like, like you said with the gritty, they let NFL players do more stuff. They wear specialty cleats and all that hobnob. If you had more of that in today's game, you would continue to constantly grow this thing and make it more exciting. And that's something I marked on the calendar that I remember forever.
Mm-hmm. And then we talked about this one other time too, about like just thinking about doing the City Connect jerseys and just thinking about how many fans were made like the week that around the time Ellie De La Cruz got called up and had his cycle week, and they had that was a 10-11 victory. Spencer Steer had like a walk-off home run. They're like wearing the Friday. The black uniforms and had that new C. Those are like different things.
Oh yeah,
you can build fandom around.
Yeah, I mean CES on Friday hitting the dinger and he had his iconic City Connect moment.
How many memories are being built with these very visceral experiences?
Yeah, I remember as a kid too, like the uniform, just the sleeveless with the black shirt, the red shirt, how cool that was and different. And yeah, no, I'm with you, man. Anything to get more younger kids into the game.
100% what I'm saying.
That's it. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's not about what Graham Ashcraft did this week. It's not about what Andrew Abbott did this week. It's for the kids.
For the kids.
But since I brought it up, we might as well talk about
it.
The Reds didn't have a great week.
No.
They split with the Guards, and then they dropped 2 out of 3 to them stinky Blue Jays.
Yeah, all very winnable games. Some unfortunate outings by pitching and also a lack of offense showing up. Some not great performances.
No, but I am going to disagree with you on that last statement.
Yeah.
They would not have won Sunday.
Yeah?
No.
Oh, yeah.
That was rough. But looking at it, I mean, you start with Graham Ashcraft, lots of contact, lots of ground balls, lots of hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks, 7 innings pitched, and he had 102 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 7 innings is sexy.
Yep.
The 3 earned runs, not so sexy. 2 Ks makes you shrivel up a little bit.
A bit, but I am interested. I do like to see that he's trending away from it because I think he's more of a pitch to contact.
Of course.
But yeah, 2 is a little concerning.
Agreed. He was throwing his cutter all over the zone, looking like it was cutting in on lefties, which is good, and then going away from righties, looking at his strike zone plot and putting it all over the place. Slider, decent amount. So it was 64.7% on his cutter. 29.4% on his slider. What was willy scaly was 42.9% hard contact percentage. So that means 42.9% of his sliders were hit over 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, and that's not typical stuff. Normally that's a pitch that he's getting a lot more swings and misses or ground balls from.
Right, and he just didn't have that day. But overall, getting those 7 innings was huge on Tuesday. Giving the pen a little bit more of a break. That's what you're going for. It's just, you lose a game 3-2.
Yeah, that'll happen. He gave up 3, he went 7. Normally with what this Reds offense is capable of, if you could tell me you're going to give up 3 runs for a start and make it that deep, I might take it. That seems to be something very within our wheelhouse of taking home a W.
I misspoke. They lost 3-0.
3-0. Oh, okay.
You can't win unless you score.
Yeah, that would help.
That would help a lot, and that clearly did not happen on Tuesday. But Abbott went in on Wednesday, and 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 hits, no walks. That's great. 5 Ks. His stuff wasn't all the way there that day. You could see that his fastball was a little high and outside a little bit at the time. Like, normally you would never see his balls be that high.
No, you wouldn't. Come on now. You get, that is something he hits those quadrants. High and inside, high and outside, low and inside. And it didn't look like he was doing it as much. It was kind of dancing around. Yeah, not really having his best stuff, but like Graham Ashcraft is battling and trying to, adjust on the fly within the game and figure out like, hey, I don't have my best stuff today. How can I still manipulate this to, go deep enough in a game here? Yeah,
and what was great was that the bullpen was very rested, and where they were able to come around and pull it out, which that's sometimes what's going to happen, especially when it's a guy who's making like his 10th major league start.
Yeah, they're getting a little winded at this point. I know we talked about that before, but yeah, so anytime you got to start going deep like that, that's huge.
Yep.
Or being able to have like the bullpen come in and be able to help.
Yeah, 100%. What was very interesting was his changeup. I know he only threw it 11 times. That was a 50% hard contact percentage. His fastball, though, 49 times, and it was a 40% hard contact percentage. So his velocity was down a tick. It was down 0.2 miles per hour. But, you got out of there with a win. Learn about what you need to do a little better. And then you're going to be in Los Angeles of Anaheim playing this Angels team that is not very good at baseball.
No.
Mike Trout's back, though. That's a little scary. But he could get off to a slow start in a big ballpark. Who knows? He could own him, and he bounces back nicely.
Yeah, really hoping that these games that they have coming up here, they can get at least 2 out of the 3.
Yeah. And then you got that day off, and then I feel like a disservice without even bringing this. I mean, that would be 3 or 4 earned runs if it wasn't for TJ Friel making that bananas catch in center field.
Oh yeah, that was absolutely wild. That was definitely like a highlight reel situation for him, and it looked amazing.
Dude, I mean, it was so funny that they worked on that earlier in the day.
Yeah, I was seeing the replay of the first base coach just going wild, slapping like the bench, and then shouting something. But apparently they were working on that before the start of the game.
Yeah, and then like TJ comes in, he's like, "We fucking worked on that, yeah!" And like, oh. But they didn't do that. But they did work on it, and like he got some elevation that I didn't know that guy had.
Yeah, he's a pure athlete. That's pretty great. He absolutely snagged one, took it back. Really a nice-looking catch there.
That photo the Red Social team got of him just holding up the ball like this, it was like, I got it. It made me think of that really, really old Louis C.K. joke where he's like, I was walking, my hands were full, and I saw a friend across the street, and I wanted to wave. So all I could do was just go, I have a peach.
He had a peach in his hand.
I have a peach. So it's like, just thinking this whole time, he's like, I have the ball. I have the ball.
It's kind of like a Sandlot moment too, with Smalls.
I got it. Oh, that's just classic baseball.
And we saw them at the CES game.
We did see them on Friday, just chucking out balls, talking about the Play Foundation, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Really nice. And also, what was really nice, and a pleasant surprise, Brett Kennedy.
Yeah, really needed that. He went, how many innings did he go?
He went 5. When did I start screaming that they needed to take him out?
I think after 2, because he got up in pitches. I think kind of early.
Yeah.
But he was still looking good, and it was an opportunity, I guess, to go longer. Although the bullpen had a fair amount of rest, they just kept rolling the dice, and it kept working out.
I was in such shock.
Yeah, Billy was pretty on edge there, and let everyone know about it.
Yeah, Section 109 heard me.
Yeah, he was vocal.
I was quite vocal. 5 innings pitched, no earned runs, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 Ks. You can't ask for anything more from a guy who got off the trash heap 3 weeks ago.
No, it was amazing. Got a lot of quick outs at times. I think he had a bit of a long inning initially, but no, it was exactly what we needed.
Yeah, and you could see early on he was a little off. There was, he was pitching a lot outside/inside, depending on which side of the plate the batter was on. You could see like, oh boy, there's what? I would say there's 10 that got away from him there.
Yeah. But he just had like a lot of offerings and got a lot of pop-ups and stuff like that. Just seemingly got out of some situations.
Yeah. I mean, that is exactly what you want from a spot starter.
Yep.
And that would be better than the person whose place he took. Thank God.
Yeah, no more Luke Weaver. Got DFA'd and released.
Mwah.
Yeah. Wish the best to him.
Do you?
I do, because he's still, he's a much better baseball player than what I am. It's just, he got put in a situation because Reds management didn't do what they needed to do and provide us with a fifth starter.
Here's a question for you. Do you think Luis Cesar did, and they offered him a spot in the bullpen? He said, absolutely not. And then he decided to take his chances and see if someone will claim him off waivers?
Perhaps. I'm not quite sure if he was betting on himself or how he viewed himself as a pitcher.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know anything about Luke Weaver besides he's a dog shit pitcher for the Reds. But I digress.
I would like to let you know that I would very rarely bet on myself that much.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I would at least hope I was better, if I was betting on myself.
Sure. I would just be like, there's upside.
I'm shitting on a guy is accomplished so much more than me.
Hey, you know what? This is what we do here, buddy.
I know. Come on. I'm looking at your numbers. What are you doing?
I'm looking at these graphs and these charts.
Work harder.
Figure it out. But only hoping for the best for him, which maybe he's the new spokesman for Meineke. Mm-hmm. He's like, Meineke with Meineke. And he's just like, it's fucking Luke Weaver.
Oh, because he travels back and down in 71 so often?
Hey.
There we go.
Boom. Got him. That was a great way to end that one. Someone who has not been going up and down 71, Brandon Williamson, that was his first start. So, like, in a couple of starts, I want to say at least 4 or 5 starts where it was just, boy, howdy, 5 2/3, 4 earned runs, 9 hits, a walk, and 6 Ks. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. It's the Blue Jays. They came a little bit alive in the ballpark.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be better served on this road trip. He's going to bounce back quickly. There was nothing here that I'm just like, he made a couple mistakes to some veteran hitters, and they took advantage of it.
Nothing stood out as awful. He got taken advantage of a little bit there. They jumped on him a handful of times, but he still keeps looking better and better. It was a little bit shaky at times, but you got to give the Blue Jays credit.
Yeah, and that is where I give it on him, 100%. This is where it gets heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Sunday was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
And you were at that game too. So not only did you watch this game, it was rough for me, and I was in air conditioning, watching it off and on. You were baking like a rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie kitchen?
Yeah.
Rotisserie kitchen. I was just spinning around.
Yeah.
Look at all this food I have. Spices.
But Hunter Greene came back and didn't do so well, but his defense initially really booted it around for him. And just the whole, it's baseball. The vibe of the game got thrown off immediately.
Yep. And it didn't help that, you got to see it up closer with some better angles. I, on the other hand, did not. It looks like he was putting the ball where it needed to be, his fastball, high and inside and high and outside, and then dropping his slider low, which is his strength. Mm-hmm. But he gave up some bombs. 2 to Brandon Belt that just looked like he knew they were coming. Was there anything that you saw, because you texted me, you think he was tipping a little bit?
It seemed like they were not getting fooled by his off-speed pitches, his slider especially, and his fastball was being located really well. He was dominating the inside part of the plate, getting up underneath the hands, and then going back with the slider. But it seemed like they were not deceived by it. So that's when I was texting. I'm not sure they're getting tipped or something, but it seemed like they weren't. His pitches weren't effective against the Blue Jays for whatever reason, even though they look it on paper.
Yeah, they looked, and you know what? He'll bounce back and he'll come back and he'll throw. 6 innings with 90 million strikeouts, and he'll be fine. This could just be a bad first outing back.
Zero concern,
None. But the concern that I have is the bigger picture of 3 games back in the wild card.
Oh, yeah.
4.5 back, and you're like, well, maybe this guy is just going to need time. Time is the last thing that this ball club has going into this stretch.
Yeah, that's not an expensive commodity we have at this point. Hunter Greene, I will say his stuff initially looked pretty good. He had to throw a lot of pitches pretty quickly. Didn't have the greatest energy around him. So I think the next start is going to come back. The defense and offense going to pull for him. Hopefully, in Anaheim, they're going to start a nice winning streak here. So
I think he would start. Would he start in Arizona? Because they haven't announced who it's Williamson, Abbott, and then TBD.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is I'm going to throw this game out. I'm not going to think about it.
No.
I felt like there was nothing to be concerned about. It was upsetting that the defense didn't show up when he was there, and I think that had an effect on the overall outcome.
I agree. I mean, there was some plays by Ellie that I was like, why didn't you eat that and just hold it? There was a couple throws from short. There was that boot by McLean, which we are not used to seeing.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that for sure. But it's just, and he will bounce back. It's just, you wish that he would have come back and then picked up right where he left off against the Cubs.
Yeah, and there were so many things that was happening in that moment, in that game. The all-rookie infield, Hunter Greene being back. We're in the playoff race. There was Novelli Marte making it his first start.
Yeah.
There was a lot of tension for that game.
A ton.
It was really hot.
It was so, dude, it was so hot. I was hungover.
Still sweating.
Oh, dude, seriously, feel the back of my knees.
Ooh, that's slick.
It's slick. I'm telling you, I was sweating so much that my calves were draining into my socks. It was disgusting. So I can't even imagine going out there wearing a full uniform and hurling and knowing that when it's that hot and humid, the balls just fly out of that ballpark.
Yeah, there was some unfortunate. There was at least one home run there. I don't think there would have been one. No. It was just not a good day to be a pitcher.
No, I was we were in the same section as Friday, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, that thing's gonna die. That thing's gonna go into the bullpen. Like, there are a few that just clearly got a little bit more oomph than they normally would, but still, it sucks, and hopefully he bounces back on this road trip. No need for you know what? These guys bounced back. They needed a break. They got a break. And over that 5-game stretch, this bullpen only gave up 1 run.
Yeah, that's great. I was checking it out last night that Hunter Greene, although he had the bad outing, bullpen came in 1 run. And then that was, going back to a few other games, right?
It's crazy. Yeah, that's going back. That was this whole week. And that was Alex Young giving up that 1 run. I mean, that's so incredible that it just reiterated the point of having some length out of your guys and getting days off. Mm-hmm. That this bullpen was tired and that it's going to be fine.
Yeah, like you said, goes to show you a little bit of rest goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, you had the law firm and Alex Young throw 8 innings, 1 run between them, and 8 strikeouts. That's so awesome. And Fernando Cruz, dude, he's been on a roll lately, too. 2 1/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 Ks.
Yeah, he's been looking really good, really comfortable.
Yeah. Buck Farmer back to his normal self. It's just, awesome.
So hopefully this additional day of rest they get really goes to kind of, pad the back end, too.
Oh, agreed. And they canceled it early enough that they were just no need. You guys just chill out.
Yeah, just keep resting.
It's great. It's great that they have that, but I don't think it's good for the offense.
No, they need to generate something. The break did not go well for them offensively, the All-Star break, and they need to start getting some more stuff going here. I mean, we got some numbers to talk about.
Yeah, we do. Let's start with the biggest highlight of them all. We were shitting on Tyler Stevenson, and it worked.
Yeah.
He came back in 4 games. 400, 455, 700 with a weighted run created plus of 205 with a homer. Basically 4 for 10 for the week.
Yeah.
If he just keeps doing that, that's really good.
Yeah, just keep doing that, dude. Hit it 400.
Yeah. Please, just keep hitting 400.
Yeah, and Tyler Mahle, right now I do think he should be like the everyday catcher, but Tyler Stevenson hitting this way is such a great thing to see because this is the player we expect him to be. Obviously not going to be hitting 400 all the time, but being at the plate and feeling like he's going to come out of there with a good at bat and potentially get on base.
Yeah, there were some times this week he was getting the full counts. He wasn't anxious. He was using that skill set of his vision.
Yeah,
and that's awesome, man. Like, that's the guy we expect to see, and that's the guy we expect to see back there for at least 3 to 4 more seasons.
Yeah.
With the rest of this crew, with all of these young guys, and they're looking at him as basically their QB1.
Yeah, he wants to be there, and I think he has a lot to still prove.
He does, and this week was him getting back on the snide. Matty Ice bounced back a little bit, played back to where he normally does, which is 278, 381, 500 with a homer. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a huge part of the equation here is getting Matt McClain that bat going.
Yep, and CES 316, 381, 500 with a homer. Those are dudes that, like, again, we always talk about small sample size theater, but if you can keep doing that and keep rolling that together. And especially with a guy like CES who's played in less than 30 games. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and has pop.
So much pop.
Scatter that around the lineup, that's going to win some ball games.
And what's not going to win you ball games is 167, 286, 333, which was Ellie this week. So you get this on one side, and you look at those numbers, and you go, oh, God, with a 33.3 strikeout percentage, okay? So you got this in one hand. You're like, man, that fucking sucks. And then you go over to this other hand, and he hits a little league homer. And it's just the fastest guy on the face of the planet, easily the fastest guy in Cincinnati.
Yeah, well, we're pretty quick there. He hasn't challenged us yet.
I'll tell you what. I bet I have a quicker first 3 steps. We'll have to challenge him in a first 3 steps competition.
Yeah, when we got those legs all greasy in the back there.
I'm ready to fly.
No friction, baby.
No friction, all chafing.
Yeah, that's was bad to see. It looks like Ellie. Doesn't it seem like he's making his mind up too soon whether or not he's going to smoothly? There's sometimes it feels like he's just all ready, and it's like he's so quick, and you just see him just hone in like some of these off-speed pitches, and it's like it starts already out of the zone, but he can't hold back. And if he can just figure out how to get on base with a walk, because a walk with him essentially is a double. So if he can figure out how to add that to his repertoire of being able to not swing at balls, have a better plate discipline, understanding and recognition of pitches, and can get on base, that is going to just completely just throw other teams' defense in pitching into disarray. That's what happens.
But one thing you're saying about him is like assuming it's automatically going to be a double because he'll steal second. That's also gotten him into some trouble too. Just would love for him to be a touch more selective. I get it, dude. Run wild. You're the gazelle. You're the cheat out there, baby. I get it. Sometimes you gotta reel it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't just always walk out with your hog out.
True. Can't
just be free willing. You got to be like, man.
I'll get you in trouble.
She's got to say yes.
Yes.
Wander Franco. And but no, yeah, I mean that's just the balance that you have with this guy, and it's tough. But again, a guy who you've got him, McClain, 10 homers, 10 steals. Like how many other Spencer Steer? How many other rookies have done that type of shit?
Yeah, it's unreal. Yeah.
Not many.
Ellie's 21. I fully believe these are just growing pains.
They're growing pains, and they're painful.
Yeah, right now we definitely feel it.
But who isn't growing is our father, Joseph Daniel Votto. 118, 167, 118 on the week.
Yeah, pretty bad. It's upsetting to see. Hopefully, because he's been having like these pretty high highs and low lows this season. So hopefully, if we're going with what's been happening this year, he's about ready to go into a big peak. Again. He's in a valley right now, maybe a peak. He's going out on the West Coast. It seems like more of like his vibe out there, and he's getting a little bit more rest. I think when you got a nice, healthy, rested Joseph Daniel Votto, you're going to start seeing some home runs.
Yeah, I agree. And being like, this could be my last go-around.
Yeah, this could be like his farewell tour. There's a lot of these ballparks he's going to be seeing for his last time, so he wants to leave. He's a showman. He wants to leave the people with, a nice thing to remember him by.
Sure, absolutely. He could be like, I don't know, nothing's guaranteed. So...
True.
Or he's just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to hit more home runs than that Shohei Ohtani kid.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. A Shohei Ohtani home run and a Joseph Daniel Votto home run.
Oh, that'd be fun. But no, it's just, rough week, and hopefully he bounces back and keeps on this pace of out-homering these other power hitters this year in the short amount of time that he's had, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to see.
And him, listen to the Starkville that he was on last Monday. It was a very good interview talking about his swing and how he's constantly working on it. So I feel like this is one of those weeks where he was trying to get more lift, more elevation. It wasn't happening, and maybe this week, this is where he figures it out. Spencer Steer, Will Benson, TJ Hopkins, Henry Ramos, and Luke Malley were pedestrian. Nothing really to talk about there on that one. So that was your bats for the week. Now, Stuart Fairchild suffered a concussion. He's out. Speculation is Nick Senzel is going to be back up with this club. What do you think of that after he bitched about not getting enough playing time?
I think this could be a good thing because I'm not sure what the clubhouse feels towards Nick Senzel. However, someone getting essentially fired from their position and then giving them an opportunity to come back, you're going to see something happen there. I'm not sure it's going to be good or bad, but I think he's going to play with a bit more of a fire to him. So I'm curious to see. Yeah, give him an opportunity. Let's see what happens here. And of course, we might have Jake Fraley coming back here too.
God.
I want to jump around.
I miss him so much. All of that pop, because you've had TJ Hopkins be fine. He's not an everyday major league player.
Yeah.
We know that. He's filled his role adequately. Stuart Fairchild, but you need a little bit of a veteran, a guy, and some pop.
Yeah, and he's been doing great getting RBIs for the Reds, coming from the left side of the plate. I think getting his bat back in. You just have all these little bits of juice that the Reds seem to keep getting. They feed off this energy, and so hopefully that will be something that the Reds can build off of. Getting another good bat back in the lineup. Yeah,
you gotta have the OG Viking back, baby.
Yeah, you do, dog.
Yeah, you do. It's time for him to don the cape, don the helmet, and hit us some dingers.
Yeah.
So he's got in his fourth piggy, which we decided market. Shit.
This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy got roast beef. This little piggy had none.
So the nun has the most, actually.
Correct.
The most fractures.
Right.
Got it. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be great having him back. It's just going to be a pain tolerance thing. If he can handle it, he'll be back. If he can't, then he's not back.
He has God's will working for him.
It's God's plan. Oh, yeah, hopefully if all goes well, God willing, my body can tolerate the pain.
Don't fuck us, God.
Hey, if he can't, God's fault, not his fault. Thank God. Kevin Newman is out with a left oblique strain. They don't know. Maybe not expecting to miss too much time, but that puts you in a weird position because you got Novi Marte up here playing third every single day for the rest of the year. So then you only have so many bench spots. I just don't know what you do. I don't know how many options he has, but I would have to assume that's where he would be having to head.
Yeah, I think so too. I think barring another injury, he's going to be being sent back down.
Yeah, let me take a look. I don't know if there is someone screaming right now. He's out of options. He's got 3 options. Okay. So, yeah, he can go back down. As much as it sucks, for him, that might have to be the plan. But yeah, Ben Lively, he threw 76 pitches, 49 strikes over 5 innings in his latest rehab start with AAA Louisville. He'll have to make one more rehab start before he's activated. So that's where you can also have your 6-man rotation to give Abbott a little a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ben Lively get back up here. I think he's, at times, he has struggled, hasn't had the best outings, but I think he's been a good contributor and has been like a nice addition to the Reds. I think he's going to be good out of the bullpen, but yeah, he can still give a breather to some of the starters.
Yeah, I mean, he could be in that situation as an opener, then next thing you know, he's pitching well, and it just happens to be a Brett Kennedy situation.
Yeah, that could be a great thing, having him as an opener. I can see that working out well.
Yep. Jonathan India felt an increase in pain in his foot while running. He shut down and from running in an RBI revealed more of a significant tear in his foot.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Boo! He's going under another MRI on the 24th. Be nice to have him back, but it's almost like, man, we're running out of spots for everybody. Now the future's here.
Yeah, the future is here. There's just like a finite amount of games here, and you're looking at everybody. People are getting hot and cold. More so on the cold side. Really need people to start kicking it back up in a high gear. So, yeah, at this point, it's just play who's hot. That's what I'm feeling.
Do you think that they brought Marte up and they said, no, everyday third baseman, that they're basically saying, yeah, Jonathan India is going to be done the rest of the year?
I don't know. It's very easy to think that because it would make sense. However, you could think that the timing is just coincidental.
Yeah.
But seeing now that this has happened, or they have at least announced it, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them for there to be, some other information that they had when they brought him up that we weren't privy to.
Sure. You're absolutely right. We just don't know. We'll see.
What do you think?
I think that he's toast. And which really sucks because the plan is if he's toast and he's out the rest of the year, you don't know with these muscles. They're tough, man. They could one day you could be feeling great, next day you could be feeling great, then all of a sudden something else just happened. It's seized up or something else. Just anything could have gone wrong. His cat licked it wrong and then he's tensed up in the middle of the night and it's toast.
Yeah, it could be.
So I think this will probably, and what sucks the most is I was hoping he'd come back, contribute strong for the rest of the year, help lift these guys back up, get into the playoffs, and then you go, look, you've got a ready-made, very good second baseman that you can easily move. Now it just makes it even more difficult to move him, and it kind of makes me wish that they would have moved him in the teardown. I know it's looking back, and that hindsight's bullshit, but...
No, you've talked about this before, so I definitely will give you the benefit of the doubt because there is none. I've heard you talk about it before. That would have been, peak value for Jonathan India, and even to, at the trade deadline would have made sense. But yeah, now with him just being out and injured, it's just a question for other teams. We can't trade him now. We can't trade him at the beginning of the year next year. We won't get as much for him, so you're going to have to nurse him back, have him play a handful, of weeks of, competitive baseball to at least reestablish his value. And so right now he's just in this weird, murky territory where he's not necessary on this team at this point, to be quite frank.
You're right. You are 100% correct. Not necessary, and clearly not a part of the vision for the future.
Yeah.
So it just sucks because, you're not going to get what you thought you would get for him if he doesn't come back and play. So, and I know he wants to come back and play.
Yeah. He's a gamer.
I mean, how the fuck do you shift everything around? If anything, you're going to have to go up to him and be like, look, man, you aren't playing second base. You are playing left field.
Mm-hmm. We're going to put you where we can. You're going to come in and pinch hit. But your glove is... not helping this team. No. And then where do you... So then that it's just a whole thing. It's just all of these dominoes falling where he comes back, you look at McLean, you go, okay, McLean stays at second. And you look at it and you go, okay, well, you can put him in left field. Then where does Spencer Steer go? Mm-hmm. Where do you move Spencer Steer? You move Spencer Steer to right field, and where does Jake Fraley go when he comes back? Jonathan India doesn't play center field. Like... You are running out of all of these spots in such a good way that you also don't want to relegate him to the bench. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's not going to go for that, and then you're just wasting someone that, it'd be selfish for us to keep him at that point as a bench player. He should go on to another team. Well, if you read more into the statement of Marte being the everyday third baseman, well, are they going to move Ellie? No.
No, he's a shortstop.
Matt McClain? No, he's a far better, fielder than India is. Is he going to play first? I don't think so.
That's actually an interesting proposition.
They did have him taking some ground balls over there one time.
Yeah, I mean, then you have him split with CES and Votto at that moment. Yeah. Or Votto's gone next season, and then you split it between CES and India. I mean, that's not a crazy notion.
It isn't. It's just one of those things. There's big things in the way that could potentially move. It's curious to see how it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
But
I like him, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to move him all year.
Yeah. I think this really interfered with some of the plans, but I think it forced their hand, and I think they kind of like it.
They do like it, and what they could do is, you could get some, I don't know what kind of young controllable starter you could get.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that in 2021, that when the Reds were trying to get a shortstop,
mm-hmm.
and Willie Adames became available, the Rays asked for Jonathan India.
Really?
And I'm like, that's such an interesting trade because that's cutting off your nose to spite your face at that point in 21.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you can probably you're not going to get that top shelf controllable arm for just India.
No, not at this point. There's going to be there's too much confusion with India at this point.
So we'll just have to wait it out, and we can do our favorite thing at the end of the season.
Speculate. It's gonna be juicy and dirty.
I'm not going to speculate about this one. Kurt Casale's not coming back.
No.
He's rehabbing. I don't know if he has options either.
Yeah, at this point, carrying 3 catchers is just infeasible. It kind of was, a couple months ago, but at this point, there's nothing you can do.
No.
You're not going to move out these your top prospects just to carry a third catcher.
No, and guess what, Kurt? Sorry, bud. DFA. That's just what's going to happen. I mean, did you see that the Cubs DFA'd Tucker?
I heard about that.
I know.
Yeah, interesting.
I know. It's almost like, next year, you got Luke Maile on a 1 year, Kurt Casale on a 1 year, Tucker's going to be available.
What do you want to do?
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Bring Tucker barn farts.
Bring back Bumper Fart Cart. Start this campaign right the fuck now. Come on.
I don't need that underbite.
I do, baby. Bring back Tucker. Oh, dude, here, I see it now. Barnhart, 2024. I'm starting the campaign.
Okay.
Done.
All right.
I want him to come back so goddamn bad.
He's a nice fellow.
Well, I mean, it's not even just that he's a nice fella. I mean, he's a Gold Glove winning catcher for a reason.
Yeah, he really is.
He's got 2 of them.
And thinking about how we've had some conversations about the lack of good catching, and just thinking now about, man, Tucker was a lot better at framing than our current guard.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is that's some veteran leadership that can frame, who has the hardware to be like, hey, I can come in and help out a little bit.
Another shot in the arm.
Just throwing it out there. Barnhart 2024. TJ Antone 2023. They're extending his rehab assignment. Don't want to rush into anything. It'll be nice to have his arm back, but at the meantime, we don't want him to come back and then immediately get hurt. So he's just being precautious.
Yeah.
That's fine. And Justin Dunn recorded 4 outs in the second rehab performance in Arizona. Who knows what's going to happen there? I have no idea. Vladdy G has tricep pain.
Bummer.
So they're just going to take more precautions. He's going to be bullpen this year, and they said they're going to stretch him back out and have him return to the starting rotation in 2024. But at that point, you're looking at how many spots there are, who's coming up, where does he fit. Doesn't sound like, if it's me, I'm not putting him back in the rotation in 2024.
No, he said this is going to be like a trade piece or a bullpen guy. And I'd like to see him as a bullpen dude. He seemed to have very good confidence. He didn't seem to be phased that much when he was throwing up with the Reds. So, yeah, hopefully we get this arm healthy again because regardless if he's going to be with us or another team, he's going to be valuable to the Reds.
Agreed. And someone that is going to come back and is immediately going to go into the rotation is Nick Lodolo. His last start, not so hot. 2 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks. Not good. Not good at all. Little scary. Got into a jam, got out of the jam, got into another jam.
Yeah, he also strikes me as a guy that could just... He's enough of an athlete to where he can just click it on. And I know that's like a big thing to say for like a starting pitcher coming off, of a long, rehab stint. But I think he's going to shape back into his true form. It might take him to start like Hunter Greene. Hopefully Hunter Greene, his next start's going to be going well. But I think Nick Lodolo is going to come back strong. Maybe take one start, second one. I think he's going to be good to go.
Yeah, I hope, dude. I hope so too. I'm just gun shy.
Yeah.
After the last time.
Yeah, and every game here is extremely valuable. We got 38, something like that.
Something like that. I'm not good with that quick of math, but what I do know is you've got 3 games in 2 days against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And then you've got 4 at Arizona and 3 at San Francisco. And this is that giant stretch to go in and be like, all right, can we keep up with everyone else in the wild card? We are a game back, or are we going to start to fade a little bit coming out of the dog days of August and into the chase in September? This is how you fucking solidify and you close out a month. And this is a lot of the seasons hanging into the balance with this West Coast road trip.
Critical stretch. And yeah, like you said, it is a giant clusterfuck for the wild card position right now. Milwaukee seems to keep winning. We are 2 games back, I think, from the Cubs at this point. Something around there. So yeah, still potential for us to win the division, but these are such critical games. We've looked at a nice August, to start off. And we did not win series we should have. So this is something we really need to pick up ground because we need to separate ourselves from all these teams here.
Yep, we got to get on a roll because, September, again, is easier. But at the same time, nothing's easy anymore, it seems. I'm pulling it up here. The Reds are, they're 4 back of Milwaukee, 2.5 of the Cubs. And wild card, 1 game back. But you've got Arizona and Miami. You control your own destiny with Arizona, and you drop the ball against Miami at home. And then you've got San Francisco right in front of you by a game. You have so much ground you can gain here.
This is one of the, the next 2 weeks here of baseball have so much meaning to them.
Yeah.
Claw your way above some teams that are ahead of you for a playoff spot.
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
Get it. Let's go. I get it. We're young, but guess what? We're in it. We're hungry. We're ready for playoff baseball in Cincinnati. And again, it is pretty wild. At the beginning of this year, I said the Reds would win 69 games.
I was thinking about that. I said 68, and just thinking about, look, we're there. Right?
We're there.
64.
We're there.
Yeah.
We're
crazy.
there. We're there. And we're talking about how they're being competitive going from August and September. I didn't ever think this would happen, but here we are. And I'm thankful for that. But at the same time, let's win some goddamn games and get into the playoffs.
Let's be smart. Let's be competitive. Let's get on a roll.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And now, let's round third and head for home. What do you got this week?
I will be at it's a new place in Dayton, Kentucky, the Commonwealth Sanctuary.
That's awesome.
I will be there with some other funny comedians. David Brooks is going to be there out of Indianapolis. Super funny dude. I will be at a show that you can't talk about, but I'm not...
Oh, yeah. Don't tell. Whatever.
Yeah. Sunday,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Follow Chris's Instagram if you want to go see it. Tuesday. Tomorrow, when this comes out, I will be at Go Bananas Comedy Club for the Funniest Person in Cincinnati contest. Come on out. Show's at 7:30. Be there. Vote for me.
Those are great shows.
They're fun.
Go Bananas, that contest. Has a lot of funny comics come out to it, and they normally pack out the showroom. So go check it out. It'll
definitely be fun. So come do that Tuesday. But most importantly, I think we have something September 2nd at like 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh my God! The live recording of the new Nasty Boys.
Oh my goodness! And you guys can come and check that out.
You can come. You can come be there. Binsky's Bar in Camp Washington, 1:30, with a part of the San Ranto podcast. Danny Rocket will be there. It's going to be a real blast. We'll be giving away in the clutch gift cards. Got confirmation on that today. Mm-hmm. We'll be doing Sky Rosa Malort luges. And there's this thing called a Chicago Handshake. Have you heard of it?
Tell me about it.
Chicago Handshake. It's a thing of old style, can of old style, shot of Malort, $7. You know what I came up with?
What's that?
The Cincinnati Hand Job.
Tell me about it.
It is a pour of Hootie Delight and a shot of Old Crow whiskey for $7.
And you get an open palm punch in the face.
So come on out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a Reds-Cubs combo podcast for your Labor Day weekend. Skip the grill. Come have a Sky Rosa luge of Malort.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we got going on. Thank you in the clutch. They get all your coolest and the best MLB PA shirts. Use the promo code NASTYBOYS, all caps, 10% off. Thank you to Sports Drink for existing. Shout outs to Andrew. Saw him again on Winning Time on HBO. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And thanks for doing this again. Hey, as always.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, and thank you for watching, listening, jacking it, however you want to do it. Mm-hmm. And as always, go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs.